You kind of have to think about it the inverse way, which is like, what are the like atomic units of work that happen? How do you automate those units? And then how do they get stitched together into something bigger and coherent that allows you to like do more and more and more of those atomic units over time? And I think that's where the kind of like real product innovation comes from. And I think that you're basically starting from zero on that when you're building a new product, because it's a completely new workflow. It's untouched.
And so from like a company building perspective, like does that slow things down? Like you just inherently need more time with your customers, you need more trial and error. Like what are some implications from a building AI versus kind of the playbook that's very, very, very well established in SaaS?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have a great answer to that question, because I want to say yes. Like, I want to say it takes more time. I want to say you should spend more time with your customers. But I also have a hard time saying that you shouldn't have been doing that before. So I think it makes it just that much more important, maybe. Like you should have been doing it before. You absolutely need to be doing it now. But I do think part of it is you can invest in the end user in a way that you couldn't before in a lot of cases, because you can make that end user a lot better at their job. And if it's almost an incentive alignment sort of question, which is, in the past, and some of this, by the way, is still hypothesis. These products don't exist. The commercial models are not well trodden. Like, maybe we look back at this in 18 months and like, wow, that guy was stupid. Like, he should have just been selling to the CEO the whole time. But I think if you're kind of looking at the value that you can bring to an end user, at the end of the day, what does like a head of sales care about? They care about hitting their number, beating their number. They care about their reps being productive. They care about them ramping faster, like all that sort of stuff. And if you can just go directly to the rep, and instead of having to go sell this story to someone senior, it's just like, well, these reps are using this product and they're generating more pipeline, they're closing more deals, they're just across the board more productive. Like, who doesn't want that? And you can always package that up into a more exec level value prop. And so for us, and maybe this is a little bit of a strategic decision that we made as well, that you could agree with or disagree with, it's like, that's our unit of value, is like rep augmentation. And if you can augment the rep to just be better, like, buy this product, if they are using this product, they will be some percentage better at their job, period, then there's always a way to package that up into value. And there's a lot of productization that you can do on top of that. And so I think, absent that, I think you start to get into, you're kind of almost, building a product for an exec buyer and not for the end user. And I think it there's just some sort of misalignment there on the power of the technology. And if you're going to go find a big trend and grapple onto that trend and ride that wave, like, it's important to figure out like what the trend actually changes, and make sure you're focused on what it changes and not the high level marketing message of what it changes, which is everywhere and kind of obvious, but like, it's high level and obvious. And so everyone's saying it, and it's just not that interesting when it comes to like the rubber hitting the road.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like again, on your Twitter feed, like you've had some pretty crazy testimonials of people like
Yeah.
absolutely loving your product, and that seems to have like a different product led growth equation. It's like stunning testimonials will have a different like K factor of referrals than you might have seen in traditional
Yeah.
SaaS. What are some of like the enthusiasms and like what are people liking about your product right now?
Yeah. So it's interesting. I have a bit of a growing suspicion that there are other products that kind of fit this bill. And I'll answer your question in a second, but one kind of just plug. I do think you can, going back to the concept of building companies a little bit differently. I think when you're talking about automating units of work, you you have like a value capture equation that's just a little bit different than in the past. And I think the ability to build software that, one, provides a lot of value to your end customer, but two, is designed to fit contextually with every single one of your end users, gives you this ability where, when you, in the past, you would talk about, is software configured or customized. That was something I'd been obsessed with. I worked in low code, no code stuff forever, and so it was all about, is this software configured or customized? And it's almost different in AI, where it's like, it's kind of neither, because the product itself is built to match the context of the customer.